Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the Pharmacy Seeds Network interactive questions and answers session, Thursday nights, 9 p.m. I'm Carlton, for those of you who don't know. Looks like we got a few people coming in here, so that's good. So this is just basically an interactive stream with viewers, subscribers, whoever wants to chit chat, ask questions, whatever. Try to do this every Thursday. Don't always catch it, but try. Chris Jarvis, what's going on? How are you? I'm just finishing my second cup of coffee now, which is about 3 hours late. Live and direct, that's right, Bomber. Live and direct, we come in never pre-recorded with information that would never be reported. How you doing, Bomber? Hope you got some time in the woods. I know you were planning on spending some time in the woods. Hope you got to do that, and hope you enjoyed it thoroughly. Hey, Jack, how's it going? Oh, you guys had Canada Day, eh? I didn't realize it was Canada Day, eh? We have Independence Day coming up on Saturday, I think it is. Yeah, because tomorrow's Friday, right? This is the second, third, fourth. Yeah, fourth, Saturday. A new swimming hole. Oh, there's nothing like finding a new swimming hole, Bomber. I hope it's a nice, private, secluded one, so you can just go and enjoy it. Trying not to melt down there. Oh yeah, yeah, we had I don't know, 92, 93 and sunny and humid and hot today. Yesterday was Canada Day. Okay, well, happy Canada Day, Bomber. Happy belated Canada Day, or happy on Canada Day, as you might say. Yeah, I bet you guys are frying down there, Geeky. I toasted a little today myself, and then before I could get home, a thunderstorm came in, so I didn't even get to get out and do chores without, I was already sticky and sweaty and tired, and I've been in pain all day, and I just, I was hurting. But whatever, I was glad to have, we got about a 1/4 inch of rain out of the storm. Got to watch a couple of lightning shots and hear some thunder. And the wind didn't bring any trees or branches down on me, so I'm grateful. YTFP, what's going on, brother? It's owned by someone else, but they haven't started building their house yet. Nice. Oh, right. There's a no trespassing signs in that area there. Happy un-Canada Day. Cheers. Yeah, well, yeah, we got some rain. We got about a 1/4 inch, and then last week, I forget what day, like 4 or 5 days ago, I think, we got about, I think it was like last Friday or Saturday, we got about 0.8 inches of rain. 0.82, I think, was recorded on the closest gauge to me. That was a nice shot of rain. Today's was, you know, it was good for the plants. They needed it after a sunny, hot day. Like a lot of stuff in establishment or germination right now, so it was good. But we definitely could use significantly more. I have a new valve curing for the ram pump right now. Oh, that was the other thing I planned to do tonight when I got home, was put the new valve on the ram pump, get it running, test it, put the right weights on it, etc. But I wasn't going to go play with metal parts in a grounded environment during a lightning storm. Although when I was younger I probably would have. 13 days and counting above 90. Yeah, that hits you. That hits you. But you do get a couple of inches of rain. Well, the rain's nice, and the thunderstorms always provide a little bit of cool air until the sun comes back out, and then the humidity and heat index go poof. UV index readings in the very high range every day. Oh man, despite the heat, that would feel really good. I finally got some good sun today. We've had cloudy for the last, I don't know, 4 or 5 days, on and off. Patches of sun through here and there, but nothing continuous. Might stir up the worm activity as well. Yeah, oh yeah, we'll definitely pull the worms up. They'll be up, so that's good. Of course, I didn't put any mulch down yet for them to eat, but they'll find other things to munch on. Oh, they're up the river a titch. Okay. Well, I'm glad you got another swimming hole, Bomber. It's nice to find a nice swimming hole. I used to have a couple back in the day. Most of those places you can't go anymore. Ah, the Apricot Tiny House. Hello, how are you? Welcome. I think you've been in before, haven't you? I know I've seen your channel name before. Anyway, welcome to the Farmacy Seeds Network live stream. We're just sitting here shooting the manure about weather and such. So there's that. Oh, first time here. Okay. I've definitely seen your channel name around before. But hey, thanks for coming in. Glad you're here. Don't be afraid to ask questions if you have questions. Glad to answer any questions you might have. If I can't answer them, I can probably point to somebody who could. 96 there. Wow, Chris, that's hot. Almost passed out in the post office. Yeah. Boy, above that like 92 range, that's when it really starts to cook me. Although I find I can take that too when I get used to it. The problem is we don't get it in long spells, we get it in short spells, so it just fries you when it comes. Ah, came over from GDP. Ah, okay. Ah, well thanks for following over, I appreciate it. Yeah, they're good guys, Jim and Jessica. If you guys aren't familiar with Jim and Jessica at the Green Dream Project on YouTube, check out their channel. They're out in the desert in Arizona, and they're building earthen houses. They just finished a huge rainwater catchment system. They're really sweet, nice people, very intelligent, excellent engineers, hard workers, really cool people. So anyway, that's Green Dream Project on YouTube. Yeah, YT knows about him. Oh, and Geeky knows about him too. Yeah, of course. Ah, thanks, Geeky. Always hooking us up with the links. Much appreciated. Yeah, so those guys are doing awesome. Did they clear 10,000 yet? I think they did, didn't they? I think they just broke 10,000 like a week or two ago. Subscribers. Which is awesome. They have, yeah, I thought so. Good, they deserve it, man. They've been working hard for a long time. Doing some awesome projects and putting up excellent videos pretty much every day. I think they've only recently cut back the number of videos, but the quality's still there, so. 10.5K now. Nice. Awesome. Yeah. Well deserved. Well deserved. Oh, alright. Coffee's done. Time to switch to water. Gotta hydrate. Yeah, you'll like them, Bomber. They're good people. And I've been sweating all day, so I'm going to throw a little pink Himalayan salt in there. Fix my electrolytic issues. Amazing how good that tastes when you're depleted. That's okay, Jump Bomber. Oh, are you on the paperweight or the other? The paperweight or the other paperweight? The paperweight or the paper clip? WTG. Way to go. It always takes me a minute to decrypt acronyms I'm not used to seeing. Both. Probably. No, Geeky, I wouldn't want to mess with any of this on a phone. On the computer, it's fine when it's working, but even if you have a couple of glitches on the computer, it can be frustrating. Even if you're really proficient at computers, as I know you are, Geeky. I am in Tivoli, New York, which is about 90 miles north of New York City and about 50 miles south of Albany, and about 30 miles from the Connecticut-Massachusetts border. So I'm about 5 miles east of the Hudson River, and I'm actually technically in Claremont more than I am in Tivoli, so we're a little further off of the river than Tivoli is. But yeah, we're New York State, sort of upstate, not really upstate, but it's not downstate either. It's a beautiful area, but it has grown tremendously in population and housing over the past, 20 years, a lot. I've lived here all my life, 43, so I've watched it grow tremendously in population. Real estate has gone through the roof. New York City is coming up and buying a lot of property, and they just make it very difficult for us to compete financially. But it's still a beautiful area, and there's a pretty booming economy here if you can find your niche. I haven't found my niche yet. I'm still poor, but that's all right. Anyway, it's a great area. Yes, winter is brutal here. I think I'm going to move down and live with Geeky for 6 months out of the year. And then Geeky can come up here when the summers get too hot and live with me for 6 months out of the year. And, winter is brutal here, but bombers in Canada, and winters are way more brutal up there. So I'm glad not to have her winters. Hot glue them together, there you go. Not sure how it would work on a laptop. We should see if we can find you a used laptop, Bomber. I bet we could find you a used laptop. In Colorado on the Eastern Plains. Oh, nice. That's beautiful out there. I've only been there once. I had a friend who was in the military, and he got shipped to Iraq, and he asked me to drive his supercharged Mustang home from Colorado and park it at his mom's house so that the boys in the motor pool wouldn't destroy it playing with it. But we drove back from Colorado, mostly I-70. Oh, God, that eastern part of Colorado is beautiful. And I didn't really get to see much of the western part of it, but beautiful state. I hope to get out there again someday. For the chat of this one because I can't type on the newer phone, but the sound is better than the other, so often I'll listen on that and type on this. Roll is loud today, though. Yeah, I hear you, Bummer. So quiet is better, yeah. We don't do winter down here. Oh, that's right, that's right. So maybe I just come, camp out on your backyard while the winter destroys us up here. Anyway, that's part of why I put up the greenhouse, so I could escape the winters here a bit. Yeah, your winters would be harsh there too, for sure. For sure. Hey, Chris, how's it going? How are you guys? Chris and Darlene from Homesteading the Hard Way. They have an excellent channel also, and Chris will not BS you about the realities of anything farming or homesteading related. And so that's why his channel is called Homesteading the Hard Way. He's like sort of making fun of the people who go, oh, it's so easy. You just blah, 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 and I made $10 million. No. No. Zone 5B. Ah, I'm Zone 5B here as well. Yep. It's a pretty good planting zone, actually. It's pretty forgiving and pretty long season-wise for such a northern latitude. So you must be sitting around 42 north as well then, Apricot. Yeah, Bomber, I'll send my winters to you. You can have them. You can have them all. I don't need them. Good long days just came in. Yeah, I just got in not too long before I started the stream here, actually. Long day for me, too. Long one. Aren't you all coming up here to spend a proper winter in Canada? Come on. Boy, I don't know. I would need a guarantee of a cozy place to snuggle, at the very least. But the problem is, like, I would really miss even the little titch of sun that we get here. Like, even by February, sun strength is starting to come back here. It's nice to go out and feel that, actually feel the sun on your face again. Canada winter doesn't scare me. Well, not being afraid doesn't make the pain any less. Born in Michigan, took till 3 to get the family to move south. Yeah, Michigan winters can be pretty hard too. Got most of the corn in the freezer last week. 1,300 ears. Wow! Wow! You guys knocked it out. Man, you guys must have a huge freezer. Getting right ahead of it. Water my garden, but I think I want to eat. Well, we're glad to have you stick along with us. I go through that too. I should go water now, and then I put it off a little bit. I get to it eventually. Bitter cold there all winter. You're in what? Ohio, Chris? Is that right? Or Michigan? You're somewhere in the Midwest, right? Ontario, which is scary, but northern East Coast where I grew up, Will. Yeah, that's the other thing. We get the nor'easters here on the East Coast. Even where I am, as inland as we are, we get slammed on nor'easters sometimes. And they'll bury you, man. Don't like being cold. I don't like being cold either, but you know what? You should look into cold shocking, because you'd be amazed how much more resilient you are to the cold. It also has a lot of other positive health benefits, including turning on certain DNA channels for immunity and stuff. Look into Dr. Rhonda Patrick, cold and heat shock therapy. Apocalyptic cold. Good to -50. No thanks. It's a lot of corn. Yeah, that's a ton of corn. A giant one and 2 small ones. Ah, okay. Multiple. Yeah, that makes sense. Carlton, I can go half the winter without a coat on. I can too, but doesn't mean I want to do it. I don't mind the cold, actually. It's the wind that bothers me here. The cold, that I can handle. But we get like, 0 or 10 degrees and then, 30-mile-an-hour winds for 3 days from the north, and those just rip you up. Yeah, that is a lot of work. That's a lot of blanching and slicing and freezer bagging. Do you guys have a big pot, Chris? Do you do huge batches at a time when you do that? How do you process that? I like some crazy weather too, but the winds, I just don't like the winds. Also, I have a ton of tall trees here where I am, and every time we get a wicked windstorm, I gotta wonder whether one of those is coming on my head. Give off a ton of heat. The cold never bothered me except cold water. Yeah, I do too, Chris. Same. I run really hot. Don't know why, just do. Only 2 corn stalks? Oh no. Did was that treated or untreated seed? Because if it's untreated seed, sometimes turkey and other birds will come in as they germinate, and they'll steal the germinating corn because it's still sweet, and they'll eat it on you. I had that happen one year with turkeys. They were coming in and eating all my corn as it germinated. So frustrating. I found they don't seem to do that with the treated seed. I still recommend untreated seed if you can get it, but it's hard to get. You really basically have to like grow and save your own heirloom varieties, which I'm trying to reinstitute that program in a big pot on a propane burner. Yep, that's the way to do it. Don't wear a winter jacket or my hoodie and hockey jersey on top. Back home can't do that. Ontario winter is weak. Yeah. You Canadians and your hockey, eh? Geese pull it up. Yep, geese will do it too. Yep. And I've seen like smaller birds do it too. I think crows I've seen do it once or twice. And I'm trying to think what else. There's been a couple other small birds that I had doing it. Might be starlings or something like that. But they can do that on you. The one year it was so bad with the turkeys, I ended up having to put like 1-inch plastic mesh down over all the corn, and then let it germ and get up, a couple of inches, and then before it got intertwined to the mesh, pull the mesh off. That was kind of a pain in the butt, but it saved the last few plantings of corn from turkeys. We have good corn land, tiny. Feel the same about hockey as you do Rush? Didn't you say you hate Rush, Chris? How could anyone hate Rush? I just don't understand it, man. Living in the limelight, the universal dream? Come on. Stink bugs. Yeah. Yeah, they can be tough. And they're one of the highest digestive capability bugs too. So you got to hit 4th level on the plant health pyramid in order to beat them, and even then it's not easy. Without using some sort of pesticide, which sucks, or trap cropping, and hopefully diverting them from your main crop. Rush was after your time, huh, Geeky? Yeah, Rush is a great band, if you ask me. But we all have our preferences. Ambushed him, there you go. Is that a chemical, Chris? That's probably a chemical, huh? Ambush, is that the name of one? Cousin's hockey jersey. He started a team where he lived. Passed away in 2017 from a work accident. Oh, bummer. I'm sorry to hear. We all wear his jersey and his number and his name. Oh, bummer. I'm sorry to hear. That's nice that you wear his jersey, though, and keep him alive and in spirit. Bob Seger kind of guy. Oh, okay. Definitely have listened to some Seeger. When I was in elementary school, he had, I think it was the sloop or something like that on the Hudson, and our elementary class actually went on a trip on the Hudson with him. That was interesting. Yeah, they died screaming. I'll bet they did. I'll bet they did. Only seen one stink bug this year, huh, Jack? I've only seen 1 or 2 here myself. Hoodie underneath is an Oilers hoodie. Other cousin happens to play on my team. Ah, nice. Yeah, it was a cool trip, Apricot, for sure. I don't remember much of it because it was so long ago, but I do remember doing that. It was like they did like a, Hudson River ecology. This is one of the very rare. We actually do live in a really interesting region. The Hudson River is one of the few freshwater tidal estuaries, and especially the Tivoli Bays, which is right near me, is just loaded with all kinds of really diverse, awesome wildlife. There's big old snapping turtles there that are probably 400 years old. There's gigantic carp that look like whales when the tide goes down. It's just a really cool ecosystem there. I did put one video up where I did like kind of a walkthrough and just a short tour. And actually I have another video where I filmed the Department of Environmental Conservation tagging eaglets in one of the eagle nests down there. So that's on here too. That's about an hour-long video. Anyway, yeah, pretty cool area. Pincher bugs. Are those like like a longer black bug? See them on squash a lot. Or do you mean what we call earwigs around here, with little pinchers on the back? Those little guys always used to creep me out when I was a kid. Yes, and they suck, yes. Okay, yeah, yep. We get those here sometimes too. And yeah, it doesn't seem like you ever get only one or two of them. It seems like they show up in, like, packs. Yeah, I don't like them either. Yeah, well, I don't know what to say about them. Beat him back with a stick, I guess. I mean, like, I won't spray chemicals on my crops. I just won't even do it. So I've lost crops to that. And I personally, that from my perspective, I'd rather lose a crop than put a chemical on it and then eat it. But that's the perspective I come from. Killed 3 stink bugs in here over the weekend. Oh yeah, I killed a bunch in here over the winter. We had a bunch in here inside the house. I don't know how they get in, but they get in and they hide out, and then every once in a while when you turn the heat up or something, they come out and they start flying around, and they sound like a freaking aircraft flying through the room. Perm up, we'll get them. It's labeled organic. Yeah, but even the organic pesticides, I try not to use those, because the majority of those are endocrine disruptors. And as soon as you start messing with hormonal systems, boy, that's delicate systems to play with. And if it kills bugs, it ain't doing you any good. Try to plan enough for all of us: bugs, birds, squirrels, and me. No, that's a good way to do it. The problem is that, like we have a chipmunk problem around here. And the chipmunks, they won't just, take a tomato and eat that tomato. They'll take a tomato, take a bite out of it, go take another tomato, take a bite out of it, go take another tomato, take a bite out of it. It's like, come on. You greedy little, before the mosquitoes come out. All right, well, thanks for having us. Thanks for coming along with us, Apricot Tiny House. Glad to have you along. Hope you will be back next week. And, good luck with all your watering, and hope you dodge the mosquitoes. But thanks for coming in. Appreciate it. Bugs eat sorry. I don't have that option, but eat my crop, we starve. Yeah, I understand. Chris. We've talked about our our different perspectives on this lots of times. Oh, they're cute. They're cute. Yeah, until they're in your greenhouse. Good night, apricot tiny house. They're cute until they're in your greenhouse, ripping all your seedlings out before they can even germinate. They're cute until they're stealing all your tomatoes. They're cute until they're ripping plants out of the ground on you. Then they look good at the end of a rifle scope. Goes out and picks all the bugs off by hand. Has huge, huge garden size. A big job, but we don't use pesticides anymore. Yeah, and that's a good way to control them if you're garden size. The big farming thing, it's hard to do it that way. But you know, a big part of it, you can build nutrition, and you can beat a lot of these pests with building nutrition. But like the brown marmorated stink bug and a couple of others, the Colorado potato bug, those guys have really pretty complex digestive systems, and so you really need to get plant health up to the 4th level of the plant pyramid, which is way up there. It's not easy to get there, but it works. Justin Good Earth, how's it going, dude? That's alright. Naps are good. I hope you took one for me. I could use one. Chipmunks are good eating? Probably. I don't know. I mean, if you can find the meat, I can't imagine there's much meat in a chipmunk. About time, slacker. They're gluten-free, I'd try them. Well, I got a ton of chipmunks and rabbits here. I probably could get all my protein just from them. Obviously, I'd have to supplement some fat if I was eating just rabbit, but... What's going on in Oregon today, Justin? Oh, that's true. I did say there are lots of them. There are lots of them. I probably could have like 10 a night. You know, YT, I tried to grow peanuts once. A friend sent me some peanut seed, and I saved them for like a year or something because I got them late in the season, and we have a short season here, so I saved them to plant them the following year. When I planted them, they didn't germinate. But I do want to try peanuts again because I love peanuts and I'd love to grow my own. So in short, no, I've never grown peanuts because I never got them to germinate last time. But I will try it again. Huge farmland. It would take you 30 minutes to walk the perimeter of his garden. Wow. That's a lot of work then. Stink bugs aren't native, yeah. Well, that's true. They don't have the natural resistance. But they're just such a high-level bug. That's the bigger problem there. They're complex. Their digestive tract is so complex that to beat it, it's not easy. You need plants that are really running at full capacity and producing all of their polyphenols and terpenoids and all of their medicinal and defensive compounds at max level. That's the only way you can really disrupt their digestive tract enough to make them blow up, basically. Free peanut butter and honey for life. Yeah, that'd be awesome. Love peanut butter, but I don't think it loves me all that much. Actually, I think the bigger problem is I get carried away when I get it out. Hard not to get carried away with it. Turned 80 this year. Oh, he's one of those old school dudes. Yep. and he'll be doing that until the day he dies, won't he? A lot of respect for those old timer farmers like that. They show up in large numbers in one bite, the corn won't make it. Yep, I know. They do a lot of damage fast. They show up in big numbers. I know. I know. And now they're not native, and they've migrated and exploded in population all over the place. And the big monoculture farms that we're doing here in the country aren't helping because that completely supports their reproductive cycle. We're kind of shooting ourselves in the foot in a lot of ways there, but accidentally grew a peanut a couple of years ago. Nice. You're always accidentally planting stuff down there, Kiki. That's great. A lifer. No animal anymore, but massive garden. Sells his produce. Nice. Is he back east, Bomber? In the Maritimes? I don't know if I'm hearing fireworks in the distance or still thunder. I think it's fireworks I'm hearing now. Here in the U.S., the 4th is Independence Day, so people get wound up, and yeah, I don't see any lightning anywhere near me, so must be fireworks. That's true. When everyone sprays, but you make it almost impossible not to and make anything. Yeah, I know. Well, it's it. We have systemic problems across the board in agriculture, as you know, as we've both talked about at length. And some of them continue to perpetuate the problems that we have, so no easy way out of that loop either, unfortunately. Yeah, the garden will keep them alive a long time. It's amazing how cleansing and calming and how good that is for your soul and your body and mind. Just being out, working with plants. Kept them alive this long. Yeah. Yep. You too, Geeky? Yeah. Yeah, I hear them all over around here. Yes, we do. Somebody dropping professional grade outside your window about an hour ago? Yeah. We have a neighbor across the street that puts off some giant stuff. Giant stuff. Every once in a while we'll get the huge, green or blue or red spark array, and then, they'll pop another one up, the report, the loud, bright report, the boom! Just in case I'm not paying attention. Yep. Yeah, they're loud, boy. They're loud. Scare you and the dog to death. Bosses be hiding under the bed. Oh, they didn't really scare me, but they always surprise me. Especially I'll be out working on something on the farm, and then just suddenly there's this loud boom. Although fortunately this guy is close enough that I'll hear the pop of the launch before the big one goes off, so I get some sort of warning at least. Are you asking me if I have an outhouse out here or a public sewer? No public sewer. We're in the middle of nowhere. And no outhouse. We have septic system here. Which so far works. Yeah. No, I'm out in the middle of nowhere. We're lucky we have internet here, actually. Well, actually, we have another option for internet now. They ran some kind of FiOS cable near us, but it's crazy pricey, and the speeds weren't that great for the price. But we're running DSL here right now, still. So, but New York has a an initiative, I think, over the next 3 to 5 years or something like that, to bring everything up to high-speed broadband, and they sunk a bunch of money into it, so hopefully that'll pay off at some point. But we're like a good mile off the main road, so we don't have access to a lot of the bigger cable companies that would give us better speeds for more reasonable prices, although they're getting crazy anymore too. Came back last night to stay with the old man during fireworks to make sure he was safe from seizure. Went back out when the coast is clear. Let me some fireworks, but since his seizure last week, yeah. I want to be sure he's okay. Yeah, I understand, Bomber. How's he coming along? Her kitty cat had a seizure last week, and he seems to be doing okay, at least the last I heard about this. But of course you have to keep a close eye on him after that. And he's a sweet kitty cat. He's an awesome kitty cat. So what do you have there, YT, septic-wise? Doing great today. It came up for snuggles and it was purring, but every day has been different. He's 19. I know he won't live forever, but he's trying to. I'm glad to hear that, Bomber. I'm really glad to hear that, because I know you were really worried for a while there. So that's good. That's positive. Ate well today too. That's a good sign. That's a good sign. I know when Cloney was going, it reached a point where he wasn't eating anymore, and I had to syringe feed him, and I didn't mind syringe feeding him, but I hated seeing him in that state, you know. Like, I didn't mind caring for him, I just hated seeing him in pain, sick, unhappy. There's nothing worse than watching somebody you love suffer. We're on city. I'm stuck in an apartment till I get my property. It'll be an outhouse. Oh, okay. Nice. Nice on the outhouse. Sucks to be stuck in the city. I'm sorry to hear you're stuck in the city. I can't imagine living. I can't even imagine living in the city. I really can't. I was just saying to my friend John today, like we were talking about, somebody he knows who grew up in the city, and both of us are like, I can't imagine that life at all. I can't even fathom what that's like. Cats, usually, 12 to 20 years, depending. I'm told some have made like 29 or 30 or something like that, but usually 20 is about the end of it. I know 1 or 2 people that had a cat that was 22, I think. Oldest cat I think we ever had made 19. City is awful, counting the days. I'll bet. But yeah. I mean, I know people who've had cats live to like 22, I think. So yeah, I love cats too, Chris. YTFP. I think they're my favorite pet animal. They're affectionate and loving, and yet independent and intelligent. I think they're great friends. And they're a little less maintenance than a dog. I can't imagine having to like take a dog out to poop every day and like walk and like that whole thing. That feels like such a chore to me after having cats, that you just kind of... I've always lived in rural places, so I can let them go out, and they just go out and they hunt, and they love that, and they come back in and I feed them and they cuddle, and I think it's kind of the best of both worlds, my opinion. But To each their own. But cats are definitely my favorite as well. Because coincidentally, I ate well today too. I'm seeing a correlation. We're more connected than I realized. Fasted most of the week, not by choice, just couldn't eat. I understand, Bomber, that kind of stress makes me not eat well also. Yeah, I guess you are connected more than you realize. Well, I'm glad you're eating well too, because you need to eat well too, as you know. I'm stuck in the city too. I should be looking for land right now, but I don't think driving around the country is a good idea with Florida plates. Probably not. Go down the road to use the bathroom. Nice. Yeah, you guys passed 10K today. Wow. Wow, numbers are climbing down there again. I have been totally tuned out of the whole COVID thing, just so you know. I just can't live in that. Like, I'm observing precautions. I'm wearing the mask if I have to go in the store. You know, I'm following those guidelines, but I am not watching the news cycle at all. On a kitty vacation till Monday? What happened to the little, you got a little kitten, don't you? She's staying with somebody else or at the vet or what? They shut everything down here again. 4th is a bust. I don't know, I usually don't do anything for 4th of July anymore. I used to, but another reason to get land, just don't even want to hear news anymore. I'm choosing to be blissfully ignorant from the moment. Yeah. Yep, that's kind of what I'm doing. You know, once in a while I'll tune in just to know where things are at, but I can't live in it. I just can't have that negative, constant influence on my psyche. I got too many positive things to do. I don't have time for that. And I'm not wasting energy on that thought or any of that. I just can't do it. That's why I'm still staying home. Go every 3 to 4 weeks if needed. Yep. Can't either farm. Do the same. Wearing a bandana. Went out. But can't lose myself down that rabbit hole. Can't trust anything online. Don't know what to believe. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And a few people here got it. They walked it off. So no one is taking it seriously now. Yeah, that's the problem. I mean, some people it crushes them, and some people it's not a big deal. And I think that goes back to where your immune system is at. I think eventually we're all probably going to get it, because I don't see how we can really stop it from spreading. Obviously, it's not going to like go away anytime soon. And I don't think I'd take a vaccine, because I don't think I trust that any more than I do any of the rest of it. Sorry for being antisocial. I was building a grilled ham and cheese sandwich. Building a grilled ham and cheese sandwich. Can I have a little of the attic off of that? That sounds delicious, Justin. Throw some jalapenos on that. And bacon. Hey, why not some bacon? What kind of cheese? Fruit tested positive for it. So what does that even mean? Who knows? That maybe someone who picked the fruit or handled the fruit had it? Who knows what any of it means? And then from what I understand, they're skewing the numbers when people die. They're recording pretty much everything as having it, whether they did or they didn't. Like, I don't trust any of this crap. So again, I'm just not going to live in it. I'm not going to live in it. There's nothing I can do to change it. All I can do is play it as it is. So why be drugged down by it all? I'm not. It's quite the structure. Well, I hope you can fit it all in your stomach. Peppers, yeah, I didn't get any peppers in this year. I got one volunteer that came up, and I didn't put any jalapenos in, and it's way too late to start any now unless I guess I could do some in a planter, but then it always becomes this managing water game for the summer. And I got enough planters to water with all this greenhouse stuff. Yeah, I know, building, right, Bomber? Ham, bacon, and cheese, yeah. Had a few older people stayed sick for 3 or 4 days. That's it, 3 or 4 days. Sharp cheddar, my man! That is my top choice for cheeses, so nice work, Justin. Are you putting any spicy hot mustard in on that? Death rates haven't changed, just how people are dying. Yeah. You have to do some grill lights for next stuff so they can sit next to the girls. There you go. Oh, you got some of those. Nice. Very nice. Yeah, that'll work. That'll get you there. Problem is, the last job was at the health department, so I know what to expect and what I need to do. Try to avoid turning the TV on, but I do check the numbers. Yeah, exactly. I don't know, for a while there, I was getting multiple emails a day from people about, the numbers, the latest. It's just like, why are you filling my email inbox with this? I can just go look this up. I don't need you to email it to me. I don't mean to be spammed with COVID. Do I know anyone who actually had it? I don't personally, but one of the guys I talked to on the radio said that they knew somebody who had it. Actually, I think one of the guys that I talked to on the radio, I think somebody in his family or his close circle actually died from it. So there are real cases of it happening out there. Or at least, they tested positive for it and they died. Again, I don't know the specifics, and when somebody that I know's loved one passes away, I'm not going into the details of that to like they got enough to deal with. They don't need me asking all kinds of skeptical questions. And just try to be supportive and understand that they're going through loss, Florida seems to be trying to be number one. Yeah. I think we had a lot of false positives, geeky. Most of our cases were asymptomatic. Yeah, I think there's a lot of that kind of stuff going on, unfortunately. YouTube channel, most of us know, went through it and told their story in a video. Oh, yes, I saw that. I forget who that was, but I did see that. And they seemed okay, but again, I think it comes back to where your immune system is at. Several of your friends and neighbors, maybe 30, including those at the church. Oh wow. Yeah, I believe there's a virus too. I don't believe what they're telling us either, and I don't even know if they know really the full deals. I mean, all we know is it got out. Beyond that, we have all sorts of information, but we don't know if any of that's accurate. One of the guys that I have been following, though, if you're interested in finding out more technical information and somebody who's actually following this stuff and qualified to do so, is Dr. Kevin W. McCairn. So he's worth checking out. He does live streams pretty frequently about it, if you're interested in what's actually going on and the patents surrounding all this sort of stuff. And he was a neuroscientist with primates, I guess. He was doing all sorts of work with primates and neurology. Anyway, Dr. Kevin W. McCairn, PhD. Good dude, good information. Excuse me. They diagnosed my sister with it, but she said she was also asymptomatic and just a carrier. She's the only one I know of that doesn't really even have it. So, yeah, Mimsy's Garden. Oh. Oh, I didn't know she'd been through it, Geeky. I can't keep up with all these channels anymore. There's no time to keep up with all of it. So I didn't realize she'd been through it. How are they doing? Are they okay? Stayed away from the media half for months now. Yeah, me too. You follow him too, Justin. Okay. Figures. We seem to run pretty much all the same circles, huh? 2 deaths, one cousin and my brother's mother-in-law. But they did the test post-mortem. Okay. And so, do you think that their death was from that or from something else, or you don't know? Just that means she has it, she can spread it, but it won't feel the effects of it. That's scary to me as someone whose immune system is fighting against me. I'm so torn in the whole thing, though. Yeah, that's the thing. You know, we have people with compromised immune systems, and the people who don't have compromised immune systems are walking around thinking, no big deal, didn't kill me, but the problem is you could be killing somebody else and not know you're doing it, or making somebody sick. So I think it's good to, you know, be cautious no matter what, because we don't know what this is or exactly where this came from, and I don't think any of us wants to get it if we can avoid it. Yeah, I'm wondering if they all had underlying health issues too, Bomber. I think they probably must have, or at least immune systems that weren't as strong as they thought they were. And given the toxic pesticide load we have in our food supply, the plastics in our systems, I mean, I can go down a list of toxins that we're all consuming, no matter how careful we are. You know, you add all that up, and you stick a very aggressive virus out there, and yeah, it definitely has the potential to devastate you. Said mother-in-law had pneumonia. Okay. Well, those are the same symptoms, though, right? So they were past it and functioning pretty normal. Took them out for 21 days or so. I mod them for still, so I managed to keep up with them. Actually, you know what? I do have a friend in Spain. Her and her husband both got it. They got it really bad. She said they were down so bad. This totally slipped my mind. They were down so bad that they could not get up. It was all they could do to go out and feed the chickens and the dog. That's how bad they had it. And it was several weeks she was recovering, and the last I heard from her, she was doing pretty well, but she was still having lung issues. So, you know, it is a real issue. Ben said hospital get paid for cases. Well, that wouldn't surprise me. The whole medical industry is full of that crap. Ask your doctor if this drug is right for you. Blah, blah, blah. These vitamin conversations made me crave vitamin C. I need to restock on vitamin C. I'm out of it, and I know it's affecting me. I think there's a lot we still need to learn about it. I completely agree. And that's going to take time. I mean, that's the reality of it. We don't know how long that's going to take, but this isn't going to be over quickly. Like, this sort of thing is not something just over quickly. My bigger concern is what's the power grab that's going to come out of it. Never let an opportunity go to waste, right? So we have to be cautious and weary of that as well. I don't know. Carry around a cheek full of pine needles. Well, you know, that works too. Or just make pine tea. Yeah, it could. I like to put several thousand milligrams a day sometimes. Usually 1,000 to 2,000 a day. That makes a huge difference in my overall health, digestive system, all kinds of stuff, energy. Might be different strands. Yeah, it could be mutating. That's the other thing. We don't know. I mean, as far as we know, this is an engineered virus that got loose. So who knows what they were really trying to make this with the intent to do. But, you know, you start mixing SARS and HIV and viruses, it ain't good. Yeah, allegedly there's lifelong damage to the lungs from this virus. Yeah, also nervous system damage. A lot of negative effects on it. Probably not going to be watching the Pearl tonight because Jimmy Church has Richard Dolan on F2B. maybe I'll see you guys on Spaced Out Radio. Sounds good, Justin. Peace, brother. Have a good night. And speaking of Paranormal Portal, it's time to flip the switch and jump into the portal. So, thanks everyone who came to the live stream. Appreciate the conversation. We always have a good conversation. I guess we didn't get into farming too much tonight, but that's alright. Always enjoy interacting with you guys, and I thank you. And I'll be on Sunday night with the Sunday Night All Things Natural Night again. And I got a ram pump video coming up as soon as I can get that valve reinstalled. So, lots to come, and planting continues. So, thank you everybody for joining, watching, your support. Greatly appreciate it. Yeah, where did the time go? I know, it always flies. Anyway, hopefully we will see you guys in the portal. If not in the portal, then we'll see you Sunday or Thursday or whatever. Thanks for watching the Farmacy Seeds Network. Thank you guys for all your support.